Hello, welcome again. Today we're going to look at simultaneous equations. Simultaneous equations. Now when we talk about simultaneous equations, they are equations where you have to solve two unknowns. Like the unknowns could be x and y. You have to solve the two unknowns. So and in simultaneous equations you'll be given two equations at the same time to solve. Okay. So here we have two equations that you'll be given to solve simultaneously or solving at the same time. But you have two unknowns, which is as a part of simultaneous equations. You have two unknowns. You have a and b, right? We don't know the value for a and b. Okay, so what we do, we try to make one part of this equal to the next part. Now in this simultaneous equation, 4b is equal to 4b here. Okay, in this one, right? But later we'll come across other simultaneous equations where none of it is the same, but we're going to look at it as this 4b is the same for equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, so what we do is that we subtract equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, we do that, we are left with 1a or a. Alright, 4b minus 4b is 0. Okay, 22 minus 20 is 2. Okay, so from this we can say a is 2. Right, a is 2. Since we know a, then we can solve for b. So we can substitute the 2 into here, and then we can solve. We can substitute the 2. We can put it into equation 2. Okay, so that becomes 2. We put the 2 in here, right? Plus 4b, because we don't know the value of b. All right, equal 20. Okay, so here we have 4 plus 4b is equal to 20. All right, so we want to remove the 4 from both sides. Okay, so we take away the 4 on this side, so we're left with 4b. 20 minus 4, 16. All right, so b, all right, we divide both sides by 4. We're left with b. Divide 16 into 4. We're left with 4. Okay, so a is 2, b is 4, so we have solved this simultaneous equation. Okay. Here we have two equations again. Simultaneous equations, there are two to solve, and we don't know the value of a and b. Right? So the idea is to get one of these equal, but this simultaneous equation has 4b and 4b again equal. Right? So last time we had to subtract it. Okay? But because this is plus 4b and minus 4b, right, we have to add these two in order to take this one away. Alright? So we have to add. Right? So 4b add negative 4b, right, you're left with 0. Okay, so this one, 3a plus 2a, 5a. Okay, that's 5a. Alright, 5a is equal, you have to add 23 and 22, right, we get 25. So a, you divide both sides by 5, right, 25 divided by 5 is 5. So we know the value of a is 5, right? So we can substitute it, okay, into the equation 1, okay, so 3 multiplied by 5, okay, plus 4b, because we want to know what is b. We don't know what b is yet. Okay, so all right, so that's okay. We don't know what 4b is here, right? So remember we right. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 5 plus 4b is equal to 23. Okay, right? Now 3 5s are 15. Okay, plus 4b, we don't know what 4b is yet. That is equal to 23. You're going to minus 15 on both sides of the equation, so we're left with 4b, because it's 23 minus 15. Okay, so 23 minus 15 is 8. So 4b is equal to 8, right? And then b, divide both sides by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, right? So we see the answer is b is 2, a is 5. Okay. Okay, so we have two equations again, equations 1 and equation 2. So like we said, we want to get this part, one of this part equal to one of this part here. But this equation has 2a and 2a equal in both of the equations. So in order to eliminate it, then we have to minus, right, these two equations. Okay, we minus the equations. Okay, so this is 0. But here we have 3b minus 2b. Minus and a minus is a plus. So what are we saying is that 3b plus 2b, which is 5b. Okay, that's 5b. So 5b is equal to 10, because 20 minus 10, we minus it, right? So b, divide both sides by 5, so b is 2. Okay, right, so we know that b is 2, then we can substitute the b here, right? We can we can substitute, we know that b is 2, so we want to find the value of a, right? What is the value of a? All right, so it's 2a plus 3 multiplied by 2, okay, that's b is 2, equals to 20. All right, so that's 2a plus 6 is equal to 20. All right, we want to get rid of the 6. We minus the 6 on both sides. So we have 2a, 20 minus 6 is 14. All right, and then so we know a will be divided on both sides by 2. Get rid of this 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. All right, so the answer is a 7 and b is 2. Okay, here we have two equations, simultaneous equations. Alright, this one is a bit different and it calls for a bit more thinking. In the last simultaneous equations, we looked at where one value was the same. So we can always, minus or plus to get rid of it. In this case, this 3a and 2a, those are not the same. 5b, 3b not the same. They're not the same. So if nothing is the same, then we would have to make it the same. All right. So now if we want to make these values here the same, right? But we need to multiply it by a factor that would make it the same. Now, if we multiply this 3a by, say, by 2, this 3 becomes 6. Alright? But then to make it 6, to make this to 6, we have to multiply by 3. That becomes 6. Alright? So when we do that, we multiply this first one by 2, the second equation by 3. Alright? The third equation, we're going to multiply this by 2 and make it equation number 3. Alright? So we have 6a, right, plus 10b. Alright? So 28 multiplied by 2 is 56. For equation 4, we do the same thing for equation 2. Alright? 2 by 3 is 6, that's 6a. Okay? Now we are going to multiply minus 3b by 3. Okay? So that will be minus 9b. And 6 3s are 18. Okay? Now if you see, these two values here are the same, so we could minus them. Alright, so this becomes 0. Here we have 10b minus 9b. Minus and a minus is a plus, so we have to add them. Okay, so it's 10b, add 9b, 19b. Alright, 56 minus 18, right, 38. So b, you have to minus both sides by 19. Okay, so that's 38 minus 19. Alright, so b is equal to 2. Okay, so we know the value of b is 2. So we put the value into here to find out for the value of a. Alright, so we have 3a plus 5 multiplied by 2, okay, is equal to 28. Okay, so that's 3a plus 10 is equal to 28. We minus 10 on both sides. So that's 3a is equal to 28 minus 10 is 18. Right? So a, divide both sides by 3, right? A is 6. Alright? So a is 6 and b is 2. Okay, so that's the end of the session for today. Thank you for viewing.